Up everybody, Kyle here, and today we continue the Jakks Classic Superstars deep dive with Jakks Classic Superstars Series 6, a heavy hitter lineup. Let's check it out. We're to Jakks Classic Superstars Series 6. This continual saga of the Jakks Classic Superstars is every week putting out a new video, going line by line through all of them. And this is Classic Superstars Series 6. There are 9 figures in this line. This is the biggest Classic Superstars lineup yet. This is where the line really started to take off. I always felt that this was the series that really kind of put them on the map to the next level. Really got all the buzz going. There was a lot of buzz for especially Series 1, Series 4, Series 5, but Series 6 seemed to take that buzz to the next level where I felt it brought in a lot of collectors that weren't wrestling figure collectors, but people that were selling them for resale and the scalpers. That is, Series 6 is when that really ramped up, as we're going to get to this lineup. A lot of heavy hitters in here, including the LOD, and that's what I felt really kicked things up a notch to the next level of Classic Superstars Series 6. So let's start off. You know how we do it. We go through one by one. We're going to start today with Doink the Clown, everybody's favorite clown. You know, prior to this, he had only had a figure in the old Hasbro days. There was a lot of buzz with this figure. I always say face paints, masks, those are popular, and Doink was very popular. You know, he'd been out of the sunset a little bit. Not totally as old as some of the 80s guys, but still in a lot of people's recent memory. But I think just the looks of a clown in this costume, I mean, this was cutting edge at the time, that's for sure. And then the real kind of hair that they added to the figure, that was, you know, the real clowny, crazy sculpt. I mean, that was a one-off sculpt that you weren't going to see again somewhere else. But let's take a peek like we always do. There's Doink. Comes with a hammer, which I don't hate. You know, you can joke to yourself that that's like a phony hammer or whatever you want to do, but there he is. Got the little glamour shot on the side as usual. And you got his name on the other side. And then there's the back of the package where you can see the whole group there, all the heavy hitters in that lineup. The traditional picture of Doink up there. I believe these were 2005. Yes, 2005 Jakks. I want to say it was kind of the fall of 2005 these started hitting. I remember finding them for the first time at Toys R Us. Doink the Clown debuted in 1993. 240 pounds, 6 feet tall. Finishing move, the whoopee cushion. So what a lethal, deadly move that was, that's for sure. But really like this Doink. This is, you know, they released a few other Doinks in the lineup. We'll get to those in time. But I always thought this was the best Doink figure. Mattel since has released 2 really good Doink the Clowns. Probably the best. But this one holds its value, in my heart at least, I guess I would say. As when I think Doink the Clown figures, I don't really go to Hasbro first, even though that was my first one. This is the one I think of when somebody says Doink the Clown action figure. I remember being on the hunt for this one so hard, really wanting it. So there is Doink the Clown. Let's move on in the series. All right, next up we got Shawn Michaels, and very fitting we got this one next as I'm filming this at San Diego Comic-Con weekend, and we have just been announced that they're going to build a figure set for WrestleMania next year. This Shawn Michaels will be in that set, an updated version. This is one of the ones Mattel hadn't done yet. This is a okay Shawn Michaels in my opinion. This one didn't set my world on fire, that's for sure. We also saw this series released later on, re-released in the Best of Classic Superstars, which I thought was a big miss because I really don't view this as a Best of Classic Superstars figure. It's one of those that kind of is what it is in my book, for Shawn Michaels at least. Nice Intercontinental Championship run, Shawn Michaels. Got the vest, that's a nice detail. We'll start with the back this time. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, debuted in 1984, 225 pounds, 6'1", finishing move, the Sweet Chin Music. Titles, WWE Champion, WWE World Heavyweight Champion 3 times, Intercontinental Champion 3 times, European Champion 2 times, WWE World Tag Team Champion 4 times. So there's Shawn, a little glamour shot on the side, and the other side. This one was somewhat of a peg warmer for this set. This was a heavy hitter set that really went off the shelves really good in my area. Leave me a comment about yours, but there wasn't a lot of peg warming. And they were bumping these sets out every couple of months. Every 2 to 3 months, there was a new Jakks Classic Superstar set. So some of these sets with really good heavy hitters, they cycled fast, and the new product came in so fast. Some stores, especially later in the line, they got one case and that was it. It was moved on to the next one. So there wasn't a lot of a chance for a peg warmer out there. But I'd be curious, who was the peg warmer from your area on this? There was 2 or 3, I guess, that I saw. Count Walgreens in the equation. That was a Classic Superstars spot that a lot of people didn't check. But there's Shawn. Not a terrible figure. Like the glasses. I mean, just think of all the accessories here. You get the vest, you get the belt, you get the glasses. Kudos to Jakks. They always went all out with a lot of accessories. People give them a hard time. People look at this face scan. You know it's Shawn Michaels right off the bat. You know who it is. This is a very good figure. Not the flashiest, not Shawn's most memorable outfit, if you ask me, but a figure you need in the line, that's for sure. You can't just throw all your heavy hitters in one line. You got to space it out a little bit, and this is a good space out Shawn Michaels figure for sure. So there it is. That's Shawn Michaels. Let's move on to the next one. All right, next up is the One-Man Gang. And funny story on this one, when I found this set at Toys R Us back in the day, the One-Man Gang was missing. I don't know why. It kind of seems like a strange one to be missing, but he was. I later found him like a week later at Walgreens, of all places. And in my area, at least, this was somewhat of a peg warmer just at my Walgreens stores. I don't know if Walgreens got full cases of One-Man Gang, or, you know, the grandmas and grandpas of the world that are shopping for prescriptions at Walgreens said, hey, I don't want this One-Man Gang. I don't want anything to do with gangs. And then you had your younger kids probably that were in like DARE programs and stuff and said, whoa, One-Man Gang. They told me to stay away from gangs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to buy this figure because I don't want to be associated with gangs in any way. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Take it for what it is. But a One-Man Gang figure is something I've liked for a long time. I remember when I started into wrestling, One-Man Gang was a thing, and shortly after he switched to Akeem, back to One-Man Gang in WCW, and kind of bounced around up into ECW even as the One-Man Gang. So I was a big One-Man Gang fan, actually. I miss kind of the, you know, heavy, super heavyweight wrestlers, and Gang was always one I really enjoyed. Really fast, big. I just loved the One-Man Gang, so I was very happy to get this figure. I had a lot of good memories of the childhood LJN I had as a kid that I really enjoyed. So it was cool to get this One-Man Gang. My biggest gripe with this One-Man Gang, I have 2 gripes. One about the figure, One-Man Gang in general. So the first about the figure, I wish they would have given him the denim vest and chain kind of thing going on. You know, we got the chair, you know, his trusty chair. He always had to sit down in the locker room. I understand that. I mean, I get it. You want to sit down, you don't want to stand up, especially you're a big guy like that. But he should have had a chain instead of a chair accessory, and a denim coat or a little vest jacket, a little biker jacket would have just set this one to the next level, that is for sure. I wish they would have came with that. It is what it is. My other gripe is, Mattel, why have we not got a One-Man Gang figure? We need one. That could be a slam dunk, easy one. I'm sure there's some reason they're not doing it, but I would love to see a One-Man Gang, hopefully in 2021. Currently, I have a loose one of this. I have a display with my Mattels kind of in the background. It fits for the most part. Just really need a One-Man Gang figure, but there it is. I mean, it's pretty plain with all the black on it. I understand that's where the denim vest would have really took this one to the next level. But a good figure. I don't really hate the giant size, you know, like we talked about with Yokozuna before. It kind of works with One-Man Gang for me for some reason. It's funny how, I don't know, it's some it works with, some it doesn't. I always thought it worked okay with this one. Maybe that's just me. And there it is, the back. You know, got the nice skull on his arm just to kind of break up that black. I wish they, like I said, that vest would have went a long way. And there is the back picture. But a great face scan, the mohawk, the face, the open mouth. I mean, I can just see him holding his big chain here, you know, draining down his denim coat. I need to really get an aftermarket denim coat for this guy. I got to reach out and figure that out. But debuted in 1983, 330 pounds, finishing move of 747, a favorite, the 747 splash. Titles, WCW US Heavyweight Champion, WWC Hardcore title. So that is the One-Man Gang, one of my favorites. Everybody's got a quirky favorite out there. One-Man Gang was always one of my quirky favorites. So please, Mattel, make one. You guys out there, get this figure. I really like the One-Man Gang. So there he is. Let's move on to another one. Classic Superstars Series 6 rolls on with another one. We talked about the one-man gang last time. Figures Mattel needs to make. Well, here's another one we need from Mattel, and that is Koko B. Ware, the Birdman. A lot of cool memories as a kid with Koko B. Ware. Looking back at my older age, he was, definitely lower mid-card, not a heavy hitter, not a title contender, but I always enjoyed Koko B. Ware as a kid for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't up there flapping my wings, pretending I was Frankie or something at the TV, but he wasn't a channel changer. And honestly, nobody was a channel changer back then when you were a kid. You were glued to that TV watching, and that's what I was. But the Birdman, Koko B. Ware, I can't believe we haven't got a Mattel. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer for WWE. There must be some kind of a reason. I'm sure he was probably part of that concussion lawsuit or something that's holding that back. But this is one of two figures Jakks made. They also made a 3-pack, kind of the Animals 3-pack with Jake the Snake, British Bulldog, where they all came with an animal. It was a Walmart exclusive back in the day. We'll get to that down the line when we start going through the 3-packs, 2-packs, and all that other fun stuff. But Koko B. Ware was a must-have in the line. I was very excited to get the Koko B. Ware. I did not have the LJN growing up as a kid. I did have the Hasbro growing up as a kid. So after that, this was our Koko B. Ware figure. And outside of Jakks, we never got any more Kokos. So it's really time for a new Koko B. Ware. I think that would be a great one for Mattel to do. I think that would be a toyetic, as a lot of people say, figure for sure. It'd be a great flashback or Legends line. There's a lot of lines I could stick that one into. But there he is, the Birdman, Koko B. Ware. Beautiful yellow, the black knee pads, got the headband he comes with, the visor, skiing glasses, and then of course the bird Frankie. Just an awesome figure. There's the name on the side. You got the hair. I love the blonde, over crazy blonde, and then the blue really popped. I mean, this figure jumped off the shelves for the most part. I think it could have sold better. I mean, it sold okay. It wasn't one that you never saw on the shelves. It did okay, I think, but it still needs to be a new one. Debuted in 1978, 245 pounds, 5'9". Finishing moves, the Bird Buster, the flying drop kick, and the headbutt. What an arsenal on Koko. He wasn't messing around. He had 3 finishers. Titles, U.S. Tag Team title. So I'm guessing that U.S. Tag title was maybe some Memphis type thing, because I do not remember him in WCW, which is kind of weird. You think he would have maybe got a shot in WCW somewhere, but I don't really recall it, but maybe I'm wrong. Definitely no titles in the old school WWF. He wasn't beating the Warrior for the Intercontinental title anytime soon, that's for sure. But this Koko, I would say a must-have. I think I've had to buy this, to another one to open, to put with my Mattels in my 80s section. He fits in. You can blend a lot of these Jakks figures, Jakks Classic Superstars specifically. You can blend those figures in with your Mattels very easily. They do scale okay. There's just a few things, but if you just display them right, you don't miss a beat. And that's my recommendation. I think everybody needs a Koko. How can you have an 80s shelf in your collection without a Koko B. Ware? So strongly recommend this one. Really like it. The bird accessory is absolutely awesome. Just the attention to detail on this Koko I really enjoyed. So there is Koko B. Ware. Let's move on to our next one. All right, now we got Andre the Giant, and this is a bit of a redemption story. As we all know, Classic Superstars Series 1 had Andre the Giant, and it was hot garbage of Jakks Classics. I mean, it was terrible. It had the double singlet, basically a Big Show reuse from that R3, just terrible Big Show figure. They just put a different head on it. Horrible, horrible figure. They somewhat, and for the most part, at the time, 2005, they wrote the wrong on the Andre the Giant. They fixed it. Andre, one of the heaviest of hitters, no pun intended, in the wrestling world. You had to have a correct Andre. And Series 6, Jakks Classic Superstars, they gave us a correct Andre. Finally, the one strap, beautiful head scan, just a large figure, a must-have. This one was flying off the shelf. People wanted their Andre the Giant figure. They also put the trusty Jakks ring bell. The ring bell from the 1930s. They said, we're putting this with Andre. He loved ringing that bell on the back. Every time, funny story I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but he would ring that bell when he came to the arena for the shows. He would hit that, and everybody know, oh, they heard the bell. It's 3 in the afternoon. He's at the arena. They heard that bell. Andre's here. Okay, get the beers ready, get the wine, get the cards out, get the table. I think that's what I heard. I don't know where. I'm not going to claim my sources, but he'd hit that ring bell, and it was game on. Everybody get everything ready for Andre. So that is why I assume they put that ring bell accessory with Andre. But like I said, a great figure, a must-have in the Classics line. You know, there was a few different Andres throughout the years. We're going to get to a lot of them. But this is probably my favorite. I also like that Giant Machine one, and we'll get to that one down the line, like I said. But a beautiful, beautiful Andre. I got the figure on the side, then we get the back. As you can see, the glamour shot of Andre, if that is such a thing. Debuted in 1964. 500 pounds even. Not under, not over, 500 even. 7'5". He's 5 now. 7'4", 7'5", you call it. Finishing moves, the big boot, the butterfly suplex. Titles, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, WWE World Tag Team Champion with, of course, the mighty Haku, who also shows up later in the Jakks Classic Superstars line. But like I said, a must-have figure. This was, no pun intended, one of the heavy hitters of the lineup, that is for sure. So there's Andre the Giant, Jakks Classic Superstars, Series 6. Let's move on to the next one. All right, beautiful segue as we were talking Andre the Giant, and we can't talk 80s WWF Andre the Giant without thinking of his manager, the great Bobby the Brain Heenan. A must-have figure. One of the best Jakks Classic Superstars managers figures, if not the best. Love Bobby Heenan. We got a few other incarnations of Bobby Heenan. We got him with MVP in that 2-pack, which was really weird. The most valuable player, or Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. We got that 2-pack, which was really weird. We'll get to that way down the line. Also came that Brain Busters 3-pack. Came with Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair. We got a few different Bobby the Brain Heenans, but I always enjoyed this one a lot. This is his... To me, this was always his prime time wrestling jacket, or the Bobby Heenan show jacket. Kind of that glittery glow to it with the BH on the side and the red. Let me show it to you there. I love this. I love how they posed his hands, kind of pointing to his head like, hey, I'm the brain. The announcer headset, the microphone. Just an awesome slam dunk on this Bobby Heenan. I don't recall really if it was a peg warmer or if it was fast. I really don't have memories of this one on the shelf. I know I was a day one buyer when I saw this. I absolutely love Bobby Heenan, my favorite manager of all time. I had the LJN as a kid, no Scrolls edition. Didn't even know there was a Scroll edition until my later collecting years. You guys that follow up with some of my other videos, my weekly purchases videos, and some of my collection videos, you know I won recently Bobby Heenan LJN on card in acrylic case, autographed. That's a jewel of my collection, that's for sure. Is, you know, being a kid of the 80s, growing up around Bobby Heenan and just loving Monday Night Primetime Wrestling with Bobby Heenan, his jokes, his one-liners, you name it. I was a huge Bobby Heenan fan, and I still am a Bobby Heenan fan to this day. So I was so happy when they came out with this one. This was such an exciting time. I wish I could take it back to kind of explain for you guys that didn't live it or weren't collecting at the time. It was the Wild Wild West. I mean, this is 2005. The internet's just kind of getting there with collector groups and stuff. I mean, it's not what it is now. We didn't get, you know, years in advance knowledge of what was coming out. So knowing all these classics were coming, oh man, who's going to be in these other sets? Who's coming? What other Ultimate Warriors are we going to get? You know, the mystique is what's missing these days. Right now, we know pretty much a year out from all toy companies what it's coming. There might be some changes here and there, but you know what's coming. You know you were shown this prototype, it's coming down the lane, blah, blah, blah. There was mystery back then. Even at this late point of 2005, there was mystery in lineups. And that was so fun to just speculate what was coming and who were we going to get. And as you guys know, in this Jakks Classic Superstars line, they went deep. You know, Jeremy Padour, everybody should bow to him because he went deep into the line of legends. He went guys we never thought we would get. He got the heavy hitters, and then he got the CD level players that never had gotten figures before and probably never will again via Mattel. So that should be commended. That's really the fun part of this line too. A lot of fun guys, a lot of cool stuff in this line, but then also at the time, 2005, we're talking with this set, just the mystery of it all. So a little bit of a rant there, but it's really rings true still to this day. And this Bobby Heenan is a must-have. They've had some great Mattel Bobby Heenans, but I like this one just as much. Really, really cool. A lot of people complain a little bit about the height. Doesn't really bother me with this figure at all. Bobby Heenan debuted 1960, 245 pounds, height 6 feet tall. No other information given. I would have liked to seen something more on there. They got all that black space right here. Put something there. Put, you know, primetime wrestling, manager to the stars, notable people he's managed. There's a lot of stuff they could have put there, but they did not. You know, I did, you know, it shows Collector Series at the top here by the star. You got the Classic Jakks star. You got Collector Series. Later sets, they numbered them. They'd put Collector Series number 8, 9, or whatever. I want to say that started with Collector Series 8. We'll get to it when we get to it. But just a cool figure, this Bobby Heenan. Must have. I strongly recommend. Get out on eBay. Find that right away. Let's keep it moving. We got a big set here. We're about almost halfway done. Let's go. All right, next up is the Mighty Earthquake. Another big heavy hitter figure. Cool one to be in the Classic Superstars line. You kids of the 80s, you people of the 80s like myself, you know Earthquake. We all loved Earthquake. You know, his feud with Hulk Hogan, you know, Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake, of course. A lot of good memories of Earthquake. Teaming with Typhoon as well. Typhoon coming down the line a little later. There's Earthquake. A little bit big, but not really. I don't mind the size on this one either. Some guys I did, some guys I didn't. And I'm okay with this Earthquake. I love that they got the big tattoo on him. The awesome singlet. This isn't a painted on singlet. This is a soft, good singlet. You know, Jakks doing it right, going all out on this one. There it is there. And then you got the picture on the side, of course. Earthquake on the other side. And then look at the back. Look at that picture. They killed it with Earthquake, with this head scan. People gripe on Jakks a lot. I say it all the time. But, man, when they get it right, they get it right. This is a good Earthquake. I put this right up there with the Mattel Earthquake. And this is, you know, 10, 12 years before the Mattel Earthquakes. So think of all the changes in technology over 12 years. This is what Jakks was so ahead of its time back in the day. You know, I get kind of angry when people dog on it because you got to think it's like dogging on LGN. Oh, why were they all rubber? Nobody really knew any different back then. And same here. They were setting the technology for the future. So I love this Earthquake. And then there's a little caveat to this Earthquake out there that I don't know if everybody knows about. I remember picking it up back in the day. I'm not a huge variant guy, especially little variants. But there's a variant to this Earthquake, and I actually came across it when I think I got them both about the same time. This Earthquake here has real chest hair. We go back to one of those way back reviews. I want to say it was like Jakks, Ruthless Aggression, or Ring Rage 17.5 maybe. Shawn Michaels with real chest hair. Well, they did the same thing to Earthquake. They gave him real fur chest hair. They also did this with George the Animal Steel in the Classic Superstars line, but I don't know if you can tell on camera there too well, but one's got painted, one's got real chest hair. The only difference, picked it up just because I came across it, and I thought I noticed it with my own eye at the time. So we won't talk about too much about the chest hair one, but it is what it is. If you're into variants, I guess you tell me which one would you prefer, the painted on or the real fur? I guess I go either way. It doesn't really make too much of a difference to my book. Earthquake debuted in 1987, 400 pounds even. It's amazing these guys stay right at that dot, the fine line, up or down. Height 6'6". I mean, he was a huge dude. I've said it before, my dad's 6'8", and I remember being at a wrestling show when I was a kid, seeing Earthquake, and he's one of those guys you didn't think that was that tall. In my mind, he's always 6'2", 6'3", but he was all of 6'6", if not more. Finishing moves, the Earthquake Splash, the Aftershock, titles, WWE Tag Team Champion, of course with the Great Typhoon, the Natural Disasters. But there he is, that's Earthquake. Another slam dunk. I think you got to have this if you're getting Jakks Classic Superstars. Tell me in the comments, is this one you want as well? A really good one. So we're almost done. We got one left, two left really. The greatest tag team of all time. You guys know who it is. Let's do it. All right, we finished Series 6 off with the greatest tag team of all time, the LOD, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. We'll do Animal first. Let's take a look. There it is. This is the blue gear, of course. The WCW Japan gear, I like to call it on both these guys. Tag Team Series 1 from Classic Superstars, we got the red gear. The most iconic gear is the red, but I always loved the blue. Maybe because it was different. Maybe it just shows a different personality to him. I don't know what it is, but the blue really popped for me. As a lot of us know, Mattel made the blue set in a basic battle pack. kind of weird. I'm surprised they never got around to an Elite. I guess if they still had the LOD under contract, we probably would have got an Elite in blue. Maybe in the future, that would be an awesome tag team set or a single release, whatever they got to do to get those out. Love these. These flew off the shelves in Series 6. These are probably the most wanted figures of Series 6, I would imagine. They were for me, for sure, when these came out. I could not wait to get the LOD. Yeah, I had the red ones, but I really wanted these blue ones. We'll read Animal on the back. Debuted 1982, 285 pounds, 6'2". Finishing move, the Doomsday Device. Titles, WWE Tag Team Champion. I guess that's it. No, I know he had more than that. Favorite quote, what a rush. Not so sure if that was Animal's favorite quote, but we'll go with it, I guess, if Jack said so. There he is, Animal. You can see the LOD on the top of the pants, tights, whatever you want to call them. The great tattoo. Love the blue face paint. Just a slam dunk figure. Coming with the tag team title, of course. Side picture there. And you get the side. And can't be complete without showing the back. Just love that face scan, the head on Animal. Just an awesome. I always preferred Animal over Hawk, just barely. But just love this Animal face paint. The blue boots, too. They really did themselves some justice with the LOD. I mean, just an amazing pack. There's Hawk. Love the face paint as well. Love that they put Hawk in that position, kind of like he's up on that second turnbuckle, going around to the crowd. Comes with the tag title, just like Animal. They both got him. It's that blue and black pops. I love that color combination. Hawk. There's his picture. Gotta have this set. Very awesome set. That was later released again way down at the end. Jakks kind of threw a set out of re-releases, which was really strange at the end of the run of Classic Superstars. But I strongly recommend everybody have these two in their collection. Hawk and Animal in the blue. The Mattel ones are good for basic figures, but something about these two. Whenever I think of the LOD figures, these are one of the two that come to my mind first. I absolutely love the Hasbros. I know some people didn't like playing with the Hasbros because they had the spikes on them. Didn't bother me as a kid, but I love these two LOD figures in the blue. So there it is. That is Jakks Classic Superstars Series 6. We're working our way through all of them. All the way to the end, the best of series, the exclusives, the tag teams, the 3-packs, the deluxe classics, the best of, you name it. There's a lot to go through as we deep dive through this whole Classic Superstars lineup. We'll get to it all. Every Tuesday, I got a new drop on the Classic Superstars video, so make sure you check it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like the video, comment. Let's talk Classic Superstars. Did you get this set? Were you all in? Do you have them all? What are your thoughts on the Jakks Classic Superstars lineup? And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn your notifications on. You'll be alerted when these videos drop. They're fun one. I love talking Jakks Classic Superstars, my favorite line of all time. We got a lot more fun stuff to come. Stay tuned for Classic Superstars Series 7. That's the next one. Some more heavy hitters in that lineup. But until then, I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you guys all real soon.